My name is Frank Dunn. I'm from Denver Heights, Texas. I was part of the Million Man March as we know it. One of our facilitators, which from the Denver Heights, his name was Charles Shannon, contacted us when this first broke, and we put a group of people together to go and invest into what we know is good for black men. Atonement in some ways, in different views of atonement. What are you really atoning for? So saying that, we had several meetings, and the group grew bigger and bigger, and we finally almost chartered a whole plane.
What was it like attending the Million Man March?
It was an unbelievable experience. Here's what happened to me. People had different reasons for going to the march. My reason for going to the march was atonement. Being a Christian, I realized that Jesus atoned for our sins. He died on the cross and he suffered for our sins. But my atonement was for my sins, the things that I had did wrong, in the sense that I had a young son that was in elementary school, and I felt like I needed to be a better dad. I needed to be more involved. I needed to figure out some of the things that are my idiosyncrasies that got in the way. I needed to do some things in terms of family, to kind of work out things with them so I could be a better man, a better person, and even doing things within the community, trying to figure out how can I be a better facilitator within community-related things.
So I think we took over 30 people on one plane to go to this event. Because we were getting negative feedback, because they felt like the Christians at that time felt like it was a thing for, you guys are going to follow a Muslim. But then our mind was, this is bigger than any one religion. This is a true event for black men. So saying that, we involved other people into this. So one of the things that I caught in the very beginning of this was because now you have all of these really serious black men from San Antonio, which we've always known this. This city, although our percentage is a smaller percentage of black folks, but this city has impacted the whole world, not only the United States. So when we left from the airport, a guy sitting next to me on a plane, a white lawyer, and he asked me, he said, "Where are you guys going? Too many of you black guys on the plane already, but where are you going?" I said, "Well, we're going to the Million Man March." And he said, "You guys are following Farrakhan?" I said, "No, we're following ourselves. Plus, this is bigger than any one person."
Now, there's a lot of negative things that come about where they said that women should have been there, children should have been there. But, I think that we as black men had problems and still have problems. And the problems were such that we have made decisions in terms of our relationship with our children to not be involved as FATHERHOOD, but become involvement in the sense of having FARTHERHOOD. We become extracted, difficult, or not really wanting to have relationships with the women that have our kids and with our children. That was part of the problems. We also had problems where 1 in every 4 black men had been in prison or in jail. We had to change. Women had made changes in their strides. They had gotten better jobs. They had education. They had a lot of things in their favor. But we as black men were falling behind. And I felt that the march was a call for us as black men to look at ourselves, how we were letting our people down, that we were letting ourselves, our family, our dreams down by being this person that didn't have all of what it takes. Maybe it's confidence or whatever it is, but that commitment to become better people for all of these particular reasons.
Okay, here's a question I have for you. One of the messages of the Million Man March was a day of atonement.
Yes.
What does atonement mean to you?
Well, I think atonement, in my look on atonement, it's several different deals. It's what atones, what make you a better person. And my whole thought was, because I've always been in some kind of youth involved programs. You know, I have a business, and God has blessed me with that, so I can get in the community and do things that I wanted to do. I strongly felt like we needed to do more community involvement, mentorship in these type of programs before we even went to this. So we already was kind of touching around on that. And as we went, and then in the end, it was more to that. So I think it's an individual deal. Your atonement has to be what's good for you. Is it being stronger man in your family, or is it representing, which is one of my pet peeves, is it representing those that can't speak for themselves?
And so I felt that the Million Man March, or this Day of Atonement, was an opportunity for all of us as men, to kind of get things together. And so it did that. And they did it in different ways of making this atonement right, this thing of making it special, because they had people up there to talk to us about ourselves. There was a woman that got there, and I forgot her last name. I remember her first name was Dorothy, but Dorothy Heights. She was the president of the coalition of black women. She got up there and talked about how women had gotten and had these strides in terms of economics and education, even in relationships and bringing up kids. But they felt that the black men had let them down in terms of the things that they had done. And so she said, I want you all to be better. I'm asking you to really work on this so that you can go out there and be better men for these women.
And that's a real strong issue with me, because there's a lot of people, even during this time, that nobody speaks for them, and nobody speaks for the poor.